Next up, we have Rolling Sky Level 89 Sunset Tomb World official soundtrack from the Rolling Sky soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream, members getting early access, I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on the screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitared, so please keep that in mind. Also, at the time of recording, we just passed 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you so much, everybody, once again. In celebration, I am going to be giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story. Used to be a Minecraft mod, it's now its own standalone game. This is going to happen on the Discord, so make sure you've joined. And of course, as celebration, we are also going to be trying out Rolling Sky and Limbus Company live on stream over the next few weeks. So make sure that you tune in to the streams and all that good stuff. And of course, the gameplay ones are going to be going to the gaming channel, so keep that in mind. With that said, let's go ahead and do this. Sunset Sword Tomb. Let's go. Okay, so we start with this air-like synth. Sunset. I said Tomb World. Yeah, I said Sunset Tomb World because I was thinking of the Necrons, Warhammer Necrons that I can't read. So yeah, Sunset Sword Tomb. So we start with this air-like synth. Then we have the what's it called? The drums coming in, and we have this. Sounds like a shamisen. The shamisen being the Japanese predecessor to the banjo. I am. This is my headcanon, okay? This instrument is just the Japanese instrument before the banjo. The Americans saw this and they made their own version of this. So we're having this one playing its melody, and of course it immediately contains our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. And we do a couple of things with this motif. Number one, we did a little bit of sequencing. Sequencing is when you repeat a musical idea, usually a melody, from a different starting point. So yeah, I did say Sunset Tomb World, so yeah, no. So again, a sequence, when you take a melodic idea and you repeat it from somewhere else. Let's say we have this over here. Simple type of motif, and if you repeat it from a different starting point, you can just make a melody like this. We do have a couple of places where the notes are repeated, and we also use a little bit of reduction. Reduction is when you play an existing musical idea a little bit faster or faster, right? It can be a little bit faster, it can be a lot faster. The idea is to just speed things up, and I think there was also a little bit of inversion there. Inversion being when you take a musical idea and you flip it upside down. In this case, it would be, if we have this, it would just be this instead. You're just flipping the idea upside down. Let's see where this goes. Let me go back a couple of seconds because I did hear the cadence. Let's see where this goes. Okay, we're building up. 4. Okay, so first we have a quick build-up. Sounds like we're about to drop the beat. Doesn't quite happen, but while that is happening, we get what is called a doubling. We get a flute, I think it's a flute synth, doing its thing, the same melody as the shamisen is doing. That's doubling. You're doing the same thing, more than one instrument doing the same thing at the same time. And then we have this quasi dropping of the beat where we are syncopating the drums. So syncopation is when you go against the established beat or against the established metronome. The metronome is what keeps the click. It's the click that gives you the overall tempo, your time signature kind of thing. So we are having that, and you can hear the bass and the drums having their own little separate beat, giving some accents to the shamisen. Accents in music is for accentuation. This is very common in the drums when you're highlighting specific points in the rhythm. In this case, we're having that happen with the drums doing specific points of the shamisen. Let's see where this goes. Doubled melody again. Cadence. Climax. So we kind of drop the beat, but not really. We go for a climactic melody, and in this case, what are we doing for the climactic melody? We have now slowed down the melody a little bit. We're bringing this newer version of the melody, a lot more climactic. We're allowing the melodies to sing a little bit more, is what is happening. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Cadence and... Ooh. Okay, so we're still developing the melody. We are still engaging in that combination of sequencing, inversions, and reductions from that original motif. And now we are having this really cool kind of syncopation between the drums and the bass. Usually, you're gonna have your drums. Let's imagine that the vertical lines are the drums, the kick, the bass drum, and then the bass is the horizontal line. So usually, you're gonna have like a very coherent or very in lockstep beat to both of them. But right now, what we are doing is we are having the drum hitting and then the bass playing right after, filling up the rest of the space. It's a really cool way of giving your music a better sense of motion, I would say, because it makes it sound a lot more locomotive. And that's what we're getting here with the thing. Also, it is bothering me that I said Sunset Tomb World because of Warhammer 40k. Like, look at the Necrons, right? The Necrons are the faction in Warhammer that are from the Tomb World. They're cool as hell. This is what a Tomb World looks like. Look at that! And we were talking about Warhammer right before the video started. So yeah, like, look at this, right? Like they're awesome. They're awesome. So... yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking. Like, that's where my mind went when I read Tomb. I very much, my mind just went here because I love Warhammer. Warhammer is like 40k. It's just so cool. Like, just look at this, right? Just look at it. Look at it. Quarters, welcome today, man. How you doing? Monolith, welcome today, and Free Goated, welcome today. So with that, I just wanted to get that out of my chest. All right, let's see where this goes. Speeding up the drums. Now we're bringing in a third layer of music, and we are engaging in a little bit of what we would call harmonization. Harmonization is what we would call the full term would be counterpoint parallel motion in thirds or sixths. So let me break this down because it's quite a bit. Counterpoint being the study of melodies, how they are, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually in the context of two or more at the same time. Now, counterpoint melodies are measured in motion. There's single melody motion and there's multiple melody motion. Single melody motion, single melody. There's 4 possible directions that your music can go to, and these are based off of intervals. Interval is the distance between 2 notes. The smallest interval that exists is the half step or the semitone. This 2 of the exact. These are interchangeable concepts, which you can see in the keyboard. Would be if you were to press the keys if you see the keys from here, it would just be the keys that are immediately next to one another. That is a semitone, and then the biggest interval would be like however big a distance you can get from like the lowest bass to the highest whistle, right? But the idea is that from half steps, or semitones, and the next smallest one would be whole tones or whole steps or whole tones. You get 2 semitones put on top of one another to get these. You make a combination of them and you get a scale. And then from there, depending on your scale, you will get your interval. And the interval is going to be the distance between 2 notes, starting from the first one. So if we bring the scale of, let's say, C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, let's do 2 octaves, right? Octave is just the repetition, right? So, why octave? Well, if you look at the intervals, C would be number 1 if we look at the scale from the note of C. C would be number 1. The note right next to it, D, would be number 2. E would be number 3. F, 4. G, 5. A, 6. B, 7. And then C, above the original one, would be number 8, which is why it's called an octave. Then, from there, you can also count downwards. So that means if we are here in this middle C, D above it is a second, but B below it, right next to it, is also a second. So you can go up or down. And here is where single melody motion comes in. You have 3 main types of melody of motion plus silence, right? So we have stepwise motion. Stepwise motion means that it will not exceed more than a step. So whichever note is immediately next to it in your scale. So C up to D or up to B immediately next to it. So C up to D or C down to B. And yes, you can have altered notes. So C down to B flat or C down to B diminished. You can have that in specific scenarios, right? That can happen and will be counted as stepwise motion. Then you will have leapwise motion, which is anything that exceeds stepwise motion. So anything that is beyond, like if we were to be talking still from the C, anything beyond B or D immediately after C. So it could be C to A, C to G, C to F, C to E, C to F up above, even C to C. That is leapwise motion. And then the third type of motion that you can have is just repetition. And then, of course, is silence, when there's no motion, right? So these are single melodies. And then once you make your single melodies, you get motion in multiple melodies. So when you get multiple melodies, you get 3 types of motion. You get parallel, you get similar, and you get contrary. Contrary motion means that one of your scales, and these multiple melodies, usually 2, you will be comparing the 2 melodies. What is the difference? Where are they going? So contrary motion means that one melody is going one way and the other one is going the opposite way. So one of them is going upwards motion, the other one is going downwards motion. Very, very simple. Similar motion means that they're kind of the same, but they're not really doing the same thing. But there's enough similarities between the 2, but there's also plenty of differences. The example that I always give is Bach's Invention in D minor, right? So you're having this. You can hear that the melodies, they're not one-to-one the same. One of them is a lot slower. The other one is a lot faster. One of them has different types of leaps, that kind of thing. But they are both still doing that kind of stuff. And then there's parallel motion, which is both melodies are doing the same thing at the same time, just from different points. This can be in any interval. So you could have a parallel motion in octaves. You could have it in sevenths. Or, for harmonization, thirds. Or sixths. There you go. I just wanted to make it to the resolution. So yeah, harmonization usually is going to be thirds or sixths usually, and it's just going to make your melody sound that much more powerful. Right, so we're having that happening right now. I just really wanted to go through the thing. Holy Devious Music. I mean, Bach is Bach is quite the person. Like, if you ever listen to any of Bach's music, like any of Bach's keyboard music, you have to keep in mind, Bach never heard a piano in his life. Bach did not live to hear a piano that sounds like this. He lived to see harpsichords, clavichords, clavicembolos, which are the ones that sound like this. And, of course, he lived to play the organ. Those are the two main instruments, the two main keyboard instruments that he saw. He never saw a piano. So, yeah, you got to keep that in mind, that whenever you hear something by Bach and it's on a keyboard and it's a piano, that's not the original sound that he could hear. So, yeah, with that, let's just see. With that out of the way, let's see where this goes. Nice and climactic. And off the ramp we go. So off the ramp being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic definition for this. Or at least I'm choosing not to use it for the sake of simplicity. Off the ramp is what I call a specific type of transition that makes your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land. How do you do this? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well, or as many elements as you need to get that feeling of suspension, of being up in the air. This can be as short as a couple of beats. It can be as long as an entire section. What are we doing over here? We go off the ramp and we just play the motif. Let's see where it goes. Down to the cadence. And we're slowly reintroducing the drums. And now we are playing a variation of the motif using what are called grace notes. A grace note is a pre-note, right? So let's say I have this melody over here. A grace note is going to be a note or notes that I play right before that. That kind of thing. I'm not very good at the piano, right? It's just to give you an illustration that these are notes before notes. Grace notes are often in the category of non-chord tones. Non-chord tones. There's two main types of tones, right? There's non-chord tones and then there's chord tones. Chord tones are the notes that belong to whichever chord you're doing. Chords is when you stack notes on top of one another. Usually a chord is built by stacking thirds. So let's bring the key of C major again. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I already started. I might as well see this through, right? So C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, and then one more C. So, since before, we had the concept of the interval, right? The distance between notes. So, a third from C would be number 1, D number 2, E would be number 3. So then, if we stack thirds, we get C and E. If you have 1/3 stacked, so 2 notes, you get what is called a dyad. If you stack 3 notes, you get a triad. And everything above that is an extended chord. So a dyad would be basically C and E. If you add a third on top of that, you take the highest one and you put a third on top of that. So it's E, F, G. Because E would be number 1, F number 2, G would be number 3. So you get the chord of G major. And usually we deal chord tones with whichever chords you are using. So a chord tone, in the case of the chord of C major, C, E, and G, those would be your chord tones, and all of the other remaining chords, D, F, A, and B, would be your non-chord tones. Usually grace notes are quick notes that are non-chord tones in whichever ways that they want. What genre Rolling Sky is? Rhythm, I think. If you're talking about the game, I think it's a rhythm game, yeah. Or rhythm-based game. It's a platforming kind of thing, I believe. So, yes, let's see. So, yes. So, yeah, and to take it further, right? Triad, you have C, E, G. If you put another third from G, that would be B. You get an extended chord with the 7th. Then, on top of that, you get the 9th. Then the 11th. And then the 13th. And then, yeah, the more you extend the chord, the more chord tones you get in your scale. And, I mean, non-chord tones also include all of the other ones. So all the chord tones would be everything that is not C, E, and G. Because then you can also get C sharp, you can get D, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, and B. Like, these would be all of the possible non-chord tones that you could do. So yeah, can get pretty complicated. Right now, it's grace notes that we're getting in this version of the motif. Let's see where this goes. Harmonized as well. Speeding up. Oh, we bring the bass back. Oh, there's the bass drum slowly making its way back. The grace notes. Sometimes they're working. Sometimes they're really not. It is tricky to balance out when it comes to grace notes. It can be fairly tricky to do this. If you overdo it, well, I mean, it's the same thing as most things. If you overdo it, then you overdo it. And in this case, some of them are landing nicely. Some of them are coming across as a little bit annoying. A rule of thumb that I usually have for composing, for example, is that you want your music to be able to be played by a living being, by a living human. Like, you want to be able, you don't want an incompetent musician to be able to that you don't want to base yourself like, oh, the worst musician I know should be able to play this, but a competent enough musician should be able to play this. And if it gets beyond that, it might be too difficult. And I try to stay away from that kind of thing. And right now, playing this melody, whew, that'll be quite difficult. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Bonfire, welcome today, how you doing? Counter melody. Oh, second melody. Oh, we're bringing back the motif. Harmonized and doubled. Chameleon trembles, and Chameleon has the opposite approach. Chameleon has, and I know that like a lot of the speedcore kind of people, they have the opposite approach, and I know that. That's just my style. Like he, Camellia, we've had so many artists that take that opposite approach, that as long as the computer can run it, then it can happen. That's their philosophy. Fair enough. From me, it's not. And those on the YouTube, stop trying to bait people into requesting songs. All right, so let's see where this goes. Requests are not open. How do you slide button today? Okay, same motif, just with extra notes. So we are adding a couple of extra notes. In this case, a lot of what are called passing tones. We're adding a few more extra passing tones for the motif. But I think those passing tones were already in the first motif. I think they were already in the first motif. But because it's been a while since we've had that version of the motif, it now is a little bit more evident. A passing tone is a type of non-chord tone that is the notes between two chord tones. So let's say if we have C, E, and G, a passing tone could be to put D between C and E, because C and E, imagine I can play the piano. And then C, D, E, that would be a passing tone. So yeah, right now we're allowing a lot of the passing tones to do their thing. Interestingly enough, no traditional dropping of the beat on this one. Let's see how it ends, because we have a very good climax. Repeating that last version, we reach that last note, and it ends. Like, we have one more hit of the drums, we let the energy dissipate, and there you have. That was a fun trip. Very bright. A very bright piece of music, but well made nonetheless. I would say the only weak part was that with the excessive grace notes. Because yeah, if you give something like that to a flute player to play that many grace notes so fast, they're gonna slap you. So. Yeah, there you have it. That was level 89, Sunset Sword Tomb, or as I like to call it, Sunset Tomb World, from the Rolling Sky soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever tune you're gonna use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, at the time of recording, we just surpassed 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Blows my mind. Thank you once again. Sunset Sword World? No, Tomb World. So yeah, once again, thank you everybody. As I said, we will be doing giveaways for Vintage Story. Vintage Story! I am planning on giving 10 giveaways for it. It used to be a Minecraft mod, now it's its own standalone game. I prefer it. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that on the Discord. So yes, make sure that you're joining the Discord server. That's where everything gets announced first, whether it's the streams going live, videos going up in the channels, updates, projects, and now giveaways as well. The giveaways are going to happen in a few weeks to give everybody time to join the Discord, and everything they will be announced on the Discord. When they happen, 10 lucky members will be able to have it. Of course, the Discord is where we also have the community. We chat, we hang out, we steal memes from other people's servers, claiming them as our own, and where I host a Vintage Story server. Yeah, Vintage Story. I love the game. I built a computer just to host the server, and I'll be giving away 10 copies of the game in celebration of 10K. We will also be playing some Rolling Sky on the stream. That will be going on. The recordings will go on the gaming channel. Rolling Sky, and I think we're going to be also trying out Limbus Company in celebration of the 10,000 subscribers. So yes, also make sure that you share these videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very different concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that, linked in the description. Go join the thing. Go join. So yes, we have that. Let's see, artists, musicians, or otherwise on YouTube or elsewhere. This is an open invitation. If you want any of my musical skills to be for any of your projects in collaboration, reach out, let me know. Where there is my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, the little kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know. Let's work together, let's make stuff, let's collaborate. And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that you would like me to collaborate with, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, be cool about things, don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions of what to do. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. At this time, at least, we stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So if you live in Adıyaman and you're like, yeah, well, what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live during the main channel's after show. Then the recordings go here. This is where the Rolling Sky and the Limbus Company playthroughs are going to go. So yeah, linked in the description, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd, swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you have it. Sunset Sword Tomb. Sunset Tomb World. Rolling Sky. Really good stuff, man. That was fun. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.